The Doomsday Clock moves to 90 seconds to midnight, signaling more peril than ever. Doomsday Clock 2023 time says the world is closer than ever to global catastrophe. Doomsday Clock at record 90 seconds to midnight amid Ukraine crisis. Scientists warn of unprecedented danger and say Russia's war has raised profound questions. And I know these aren't the most happy headlines that we're waking up to. I saw these and I was just like, is this a joke? And evidently it's not. So basically what it is scientists who track how close we are to nuclear catastrophe. They're coming out with a warning, and it was pretty sobering, actually. And it is what it is. So I just want to let you know this. And it was interesting, too, because our markets were freaking out. If you're watching in the morning here, basically what it was is there were multiple stocks. This was on the S&P 500, and there were 40 of these things. And basically what it was is they were spiking either up or down by, like, say, 10%. And it was major companies, not like meme stock kind of thing. So it was like a Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo, McDonald's, Verizon, AT&T, like these kind of things. It was like major companies. And due to the spikes, either up or down, the trading was actually halted. And this was right at open, so it was about 15, 20 minutes kind of thing. And then the prices then went back to, quote, normal. So it was really a weird glitch. Now and who knows, it could be a hack. I mean, I don't know. But the New York Stock Exchange is saying, like, hey, if you experience any kind of problem, and I'm sure this is more to the big money than to contact them, sort of thing. So I don't have any explanation, and if you guys hear anything on this, please let me know. But it's pretty messed up, same way as the Doomsday Clock. Also, things that are messed up. Elon Musk, in fact, is getting sued by King Charles. This is the headline, really. King Charles Real Estate Company is suing Elon Musk Twitter over unpaid rent. So basically what it is Elon Musk, they're not paying rent over in Seattle. It's been December and January now. And it's like $3 million a month, essentially. And it's not King Charles personally, but because, money does flow all around the world. One of the companies that's connected to him is, in fact, suing Elon Musk for unpaid rent. And if you wondered, like, okay, what else could possibly go wrong? Get this. They found more classified documents at one of Biden's homes. We'll see if they find yet more stuff. And even more crazier, they found documents at Mike Pence's home. Yes, I'm not making this stuff up. And so I say the same thing over and over again. If you think it's wrong with one party, you should think it's wrong for both parties. So that's all I have to say about that. And I think justice should be administered fairly. And I just think this stuff is pretty ridiculous. There's nothing else to say about that. Now, Jeremy Grantham, he always says the same thing about anything in the news. If you guys know who this is, he's saying, hey, the S&P 500 could plunge 17%. But the reason why I mention that is he always says the same thing every single year. He'll tell you the market's going to crash. However, to be fair, he was right this year. And we'll see if he's going to be right, in the next couple of years. But basically, if you've been following these things, because a lot of times people ask me about this, what's going on in the markets. Essentially, what you're doing is you're watching for company earnings. Are companies making money or not? That's basically what it boils down to. And, it's kind of a funky situation right now is because, we have China opening up, but then you also have, say, like conflicting news of where China has, spread of COVID. And then you have news of companies that are firing people, right, which would seem like a bad thing in terms of, obviously it is for the employees, but then their stocks go up, right, which seems like, okay, that's kind of weird. But the basic idea is they're cutting costs. So like I said, ultimately you got to figure out, okay, our company's going to be profitable or not. Regards to profitability, there's an interesting one here was for those of you who follow World of Warcraft / Blizzard, they're actually shutting down servers in China. And it was interesting because this is actually emblematic of sort of an overall trend that's happening in the world / our market / global economy. Is essentially have a decoupling of countries, right? So basically, it's they're cutting ties opposed to forming more ties, and so they just couldn't get a deal to get these servers keep going. And there's things with contracts and stuff like that. And it was interesting. It reminded me of sort of a change as well that we've been seeing. In fact, Apple is trying to move their production over to India. I think they're looking at, say, 25% of the production in India. And you guys, we've been talking about also on this channel where, say, Taiwan Semi is building plants in USA. We're just seeing a realignment of to which countries are allies with other countries. Also, too, in the world, regarding changes and stuff like that. So we've talked about 3M on this channel. They have the whole lawsuit and basically scandal with the earplugs in the U.S. Army. They were just announcing with slowdowns, they're going to be laying off workers as well. 2,500 manufacturing jobs. So this is at 3M, and this is a pretty much a sort of a stalwart company. They make masks, they have all these sticky notes, these kind of things. I mean, they make products that we use, but evidently even they are slowing down. And you never know. We might be going more of into like a digital world where we won't be using so many of these kind of products. Because pretty frank, like something like a sticky note, I think they're very useful, but also it is a waste of paper. However, which is really quite interesting because this is sort of where our news is always conflicting every day. You hear that 3M is cutting jobs, and then you hear over here that Walmart is actually raising the minimum wage to $14 an hour. And again, it's all conflicting. The one thing I will say, though, about this kind of situation is that I think inflation will be tough to bring down quickly, mostly because I mentioned several times on this channel, when prices go up, be it food, rent, electricity, gasoline, all these kind of things, right, then workers demand to get paid more. When workers want to get paid more, then the company's got to find a way to, pay for said things, and so then they'll keep prices elevated. And it becomes really, really difficult to control for inflation. So these are kind of the news in our markets right now. I know I gave you lots of crazy stuff all happening at the same time. I'm trying my best to keep up on everything. It is a crazy world out there, and but I do appreciate you coming back every day and hanging out. And this has been your daily news.